Mark Ray Mundy from MMAfighting.com with Demetrious Johnson in Los Angeles. I believe it's the first ever one championship open workout in the United States.
Yes.
Demetrious Johnson, one championship fighter. Does that sound natural yet?
Sounds good, yeah. Sounds natural. One athlete.
One athlete. Capital One.
Capital one.
O-O-N-E.
All caps. One O-N-E. Caps.
And not one FC. Very important to know.
Not one FC. Not one FC. Ladies and gentlemen. One championship, one athlete.
Demetrious, you make your debut next month in Tokyo against Yuya Wakamatsu. It's a tournament, the Grand Prix for flyweights. What do you know about Yuya Wakamatsu, if anything?
Yeah, he's tough. He was a flyweight Prankers tournament champion. He has 5 finishes in the first round, so he loves to stand up. He loves the right hand, and it'll be a tough fight.
So this is your first fight outside the UFC in a long time, many years. Does it feel different yet? Will it feel different, you think, when you get to Tokyo? How are you feeling?
Obviously, it will feel a little bit different because, the hydration, the weight cut over there, so I won't be having to cut, the extra 10 pounds to 125. I'll be fighting at 135, which is our flyweight division, fully hydrated. And obviously, the different rules needs the head on the ground opponent. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting.
I do want to ask you about those rules in a second, but first I want to ask you about the weight class. So they're actually going to be fighting at 135 because their flyweight division is 135.
Yes. Yeah. So the best way to look at it is you look at it in a North America organization, PFL, Bellator, UFC, anything else. Everybody goes up a weight class, right? So even though I can make 125, I can't do it fully hydrated, right? So one championship, they're like, okay, everybody's just going to go up a weight class. Because even the weight class below me, I believe it's not flyweight, but it's anim weight. I'm not very sure what it is. They're fighting at 125, even though they can make 115 pounds.
So is that how different is that for you? Because you're a guy that you're a natural 125er. I mean, I know that obviously you cut weight, but there are a lot of guys who are bigger than you fighting at 125 in the UFC.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So obviously, I'm pretty sure I might be the smaller guy when it comes to the one championship, even with the hydration cut and whatnot. So it just lets me be able to not have to worry about sucking all that weight. I'm going to be fully hydrated when I step on that scale.
So it's positive.
Yeah, it's positive. It's positive. Granted, I'm going to be fighting possibly bigger guys. We're all weighed exactly the same, right? We're all weighed exactly the same. Even though I don't have to cut down to 125, my weight hasn't really blown up. I still walk around 140 pounds, 141. I actually started going on a strict nutrition, giving my body more calories than I actually needed. I got it to like 147 pounds. And I was like, this is not like legit weight. This is me forcing a lot more calories in my body to put on the weight. So but I'm happy.
The tournament structure, how much do you enjoy that idea? Because I know that one of the things that you hated the most before a fight was reporters like me asking you, well, who's next after this fight? You hated that, and now you're gonna know what's gonna ask you.
No, nobody has to ask me, and I like it because it's almost, nowadays what you see, in the UFC, you see everybody fighting for title shots, and I deserve this, I deserve whatever, right? So with this, it's basically like, boom, here it is right here. If you want to get a title shot, get to this tournament, boom, you get your title shot, right? I mean, obviously I could have came in here and be like, no, man, I ain't doing that to me unless I get a title shot. Because I've been a champion. That's all I know about is being a champion. But for me, I'm like, no, this makes sense. I'm going to work my butt off to see if I can get a title shot. Earn it the right way instead of, trying to political my way to a title shot.
Which is the kind of thing you've always talked about. And you never really wanted to be handed any of that. I mean, you always wanted, merit has always been like your big thing.
100%. Because nobody can take that away from you, right? So I think working for it is the best way to achieve something.
The rules, as you mentioned, the knees to the head on the ground. When you look back at some of your old fights, have you thought to yourself, like, looking back now, man, I wish I would have had that opportunity that would have been a good attack in that position?
Just only a couple fights, obviously, I think when I look back to, I believe, the first John Dodson fight when he was playing that game, hand on the ground. And typically, a lot of guys, they don't shoot on me. I really don't get a lot of guys in the head and arm. But obviously, when I get guys in the crucifix, it would have been a good tool to have. But, different rules, we'll see I can implement in my game. I've already been doing that. I've already been doing stomps and head kicks in my game, even when I was in North America. So now to be able to use just the knees to the heads, we'll see how well I can mix it into my game.
You've always kind of been a proponent of kind of more expanded rules in MMA, including soccer kicks. I know that one doesn't have those anymore. And I saw recently that you commented on Joe Rogan's video of, I think it's a promotion called Hip Show. It's like parkour MMA.
Sign me up!
That's
it was fun just to watch it, just see the guys doing all that stuff. And I think it's hilarious. Obviously it would be I would do it for fun. I can't see myself doing it competition-wise, just because it's like, literally, I mean, we're in the fucking jungle gym. We're all running around trying to beat each other up. So, but it was very interesting to see. And once again, there's just a mass world of mixed martial arts that's going on out there.
That looks very dangerous.
It is dangerous. But they had headgear on, so they're more protected than we are.
They were like flying off platforms and stuff.
That's up for discussion, okay?
That'll be part of the negotiations one
There
night.
you go, exactly.
Your goals in one, is it different what you want to accomplish now? Have you changed anything about your goals now compared to when you were in the UFC?
Well, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, when I started doing when I first started my journey on mixed martial arts, it was just to have fun and see where I can go with this, right? Obviously, I achieved a lot more than I ever thought I could in mixed martial arts. And so now that I know that I can achieve that, obviously you don't want to be champion, see if I can achieve that same goal. But I'm focused on putting on great fights, helping grow the company in North America and even in Asia, and just having a good time.
The tournament bracket came out, I guess, last week, and some people were surprised that there weren't some of the flyweights that were released from the UFC in the tournament. Were you disappointed by that? Were you hoping that one would have signed some of those guys?
No, not at all. I mean, at the end of the day, people always think that one championship's just going to snag up everybody that got picked up. At the end of the day, and there's still a lot of guys. A couple of guys went to Ryzen. I know Shorty Torres went to Bahrain, Brave. So I think one championship is going to do what it wants to do and cherry pick the athletes that it wants to have underneath the roster that fits the brand the best.
Are you disappointed that the UFC is? It seems like they're slowly, gradually phasing out the flyweight division. Does that not bother you?
No, because I'm not a part of the company anymore.
But as someone who obviously you like MMA and you're supportive of the athletes, it kind of sucks that the division's kind of going away.
Well, that was here and now when I was a world champion. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I was like in the heyday of like defending my title, not just going to decisions, like finishing people. And hearing that we're going to get rid of the division. So now that they're finally getting rid of it, it's, am I supposed to feel a little bit different? I mean, it's kind of, I was there and I was a champion and they said they're going to get rid of it. So it's just, it is what it is.
Is that weird though, considering that you're not there anymore? Now the division may be going the way of the dodo bird?
No, not at all.
A couple last things, man, before I let you go. Matt Hume, he's an executive with one. He's the matchmaker. And obviously, he's your longtime coach and manager. He can't be in your corner because he's a one exec. Is that a different experience?
He can't be in my corner. Obviously, it's going to be a huge different experience. I think the last time there has been a time that Matt Hume wasn't in my corner, especially in my professional career and even in my amateur career. There's a couple of fights he was in my corner as an amateur, but other than that, he's always been our corner. So, obviously, it is what it is. We've already accomplished that no other mixed martial arts athlete has ever accomplished. 11-time consecutive champion. So now we're like, this is the next step in evolution as an athlete. We're going to see how it goes.
You said 12-time. You thought you won the Cejudo fight, didn't you?
No. I mean, if you look at how many championship fights I've done, bring it back to the first social media site. In Japan and over in Asia, they count every single time. Like when you step into a competition and if you win that fight and it was for a world title, that counts as one. So for them, they're like, it was fun. I see guys on the internet arguing back and forth like, once again, he's not 12, he's 11. And then somebody in Asia was like, in Asia, motherfucker, we count every single thing you do. So whether you fight, you go 12, you win 12 title fights, and next thing you know, you do another one, they'll go 14, 16, 18, 20, 21. So that's how it is in Asia. So I'm in Asia now, so that's what I'm rolling with, baby.
Last thing, did you watch Dillashaw versus Cejudo, and what did you think of how that went down?
I did. It is what it is. I mean,
early stoppage?
It's kind of hard to say, right? I mean, obviously it wasn't on the chin, right? It's one of those shots back here. I think TJ's been hit harder, like more direct on the button from Cody, falling down and got back up. And that's the thing about fights, right? Anything can happen. Those little gloves, you get hit in a shot right here. But the beautiful thing about mixed martial arts is you can run it back. You can run it back as many times as you want. And any one of those guys can win. So at the end of the day, when I saw the replay on Instagram, shout out to Instagram, because I was in Japan doing filming with Rusi, and I saw it and I was like, it is what it is.
Henry said that you reached out to him and wished him good luck.
I did not reach out to him.
He said that. Did you see him? He said that, right?
No, I saw you said it, but I sat there. Destiny goes, you did? I was like, I didn't fucking reach out to him. I was like, I didn't reach out to him.
He said you and Matt Hume.
You guys believe him? I don't have Henry Cejudo's number. I have nothing against Henry Cejudo, TJ Dillashaw. If any of the two who numbers I have TJ Dillashaw. Like I've talked to TJ more than Henry outside of the cage, but no, we didn't reach out to him.
So you're not openly rooting for Henry Cejudo?
No. I'm rooting for the best guy. I'm rooting for the best athlete. Like, at the end of the day, the flyweight division aside, the bantamweight division aside, super fights and all that stuff, I want the best athlete to win. That's what I'm a fan of, the best athlete. So, but if Matt Hume reached out to him, me and Matt, we were two different people. If Matt's rooting for him, that's fine. That's Matt's thing. For me, I'm like, the best man win. So if I said, guess you hit me up last night, Jennifer Lopez hit me up last night, I'm going to dinner with Jennifer Lopez. If the whole world believes that is true, you're an idiot.
Thank you, Demetrious. Good luck in Japan. Appreciate it.